Today we're cooking a hot wing rib. That's right, buffalo flavored. Stick around, I'm bringing the heat on this one today. All right, now that we have our ribs out of the pack here, just to get started on them, I went ahead and dried them off, and I'm gonna flip them over here. Now, I'm gonna take and use my thumb here, and I'm gonna go down this baby back, I'm gonna raise it up here. And I'm gonna go under this bone, and you just wanna follow with your gloves on that membrane. And so when you get under that membrane like that, you can stick your hands under it, just pull it off. Now, I'm gonna turn these over and I'm gonna check them here. These are some good meaty ribs. I'm gonna kind of trim the end up here. I don't want any loose meat hanging off. Now, that is a good fat pocket right here. I'm gonna kind of take my knife and just kind of ease and follow that down. Just peel a little bit of that off. On the end of this rib here, you can see how that meat just kind of bunched up. I'm gonna flatten that out to make it all look even across there. Trim a little bit of that off. Now, I'm gonna call that a day on that rib and I'm gonna leave it alone. Let's move on to this next one here. Now, it's got a little bit of fat right here. You can take this rib though and just kind of ease down it with your knife. I'm using a Victorinox 6-inch boning knife. And just follow the top of that loin and be careful not to get in it too much. And you can see how I didn't get in it. I just took the fat off there right on top of that. Now, if you're one of these types of people that's worried about getting the fat out from between the bones, you can always take that rib, lay it over, and just kind of take your knife and follow down the top of the rib bones. It's real easy, real simple, nothing hard about it. You always want to leave a little bit of fat to render though. You know, just no thick pockets or anything. Now I always come back and you see those loose edges, I just go down it like that and trim those off. No problem. So that rib looks good to me. Let's get some seasoning on. The first thing we want to do to our hot wing inspired ribs is go ahead and get some mustard on after we've trimmed them up. So I'm going to squirt a little bit down here, just a line, and get it rubbed in. Now, once I get that rubbed in, I'm going to come back. The first layer of rub I'm going to put on is a little bit of my chicken rub as a base. Now you're thinking chicken rub. It's just got some herbs in it is what separates itself from some of my other rubs. So it's got a little bit of granulated sugar in it. A brown sugar, it's got some, like I said, herbs, salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder. And you just gotta get a good base layer on it. And then I'm gonna come back with a little bit of hot rub here. Now this hot rub's not too hot. It's just got a good savory bite to it. Now once you layer that on your ribs here, we're gonna turn it over and repeat the process. Now we're gonna let these ribs sweat in for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then we're gonna be ready to get them on our Outlaw Patio smoker at about 275 to 300 degrees. And I know these are gonna have an incredible flavor to them. All right guys, we've got our Outlaw Patio offset fired up. We're running at 275 degrees here, actually about 280, believe it or not. I'm gonna adjust just a little bit here. Now we've got everything fired up with this supersized roll-up briquettes. We've got some good old hickory wood here, center cut. So let's go ahead and get these hot wing inspired ribs on. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay them in here. And lay them toward that fire, that big end of that rib. Now I'm just gonna get them here and I'm gonna kind of bunch them up. And I'm gonna get this grill lid shut and let them go for an hour and not peek at them. All right, we've had our ribs on our Outlaw Patio smoker for just a tad over an hour, about an hour and 5 minutes. I'm gonna get in here and look at them. You can see that the rub's starting to stick to them. I'm gonna spritz them with some water just to keep them moist on top here. Let that smoke attract to them. Now I'm gonna get them all wet down. I'm gonna get the grill lid shut and let it go for at least another 45 minutes or so till we wrap these ribs up. All right, our hot wing inspired ribs are ready to be wrapped. So let's get them off the grill here. you can see that, look at that nice color there that we've got. Oh yeah, get them out there, look at that. That is a beautiful color right there. So let's get them over here to our cutting board and we'll get them wrapped up. All right, and you can see I've got some foil here and I've got it doubled over. All right, because I'm double wrapping these ribs. So I've just got it bent, you know what I mean, turned over to make one piece of foil. Now, I'm gonna take my rib here and I'm gonna tell you that color is incredible. The bark is stuck good on that. I'm gonna turn that over here. I'm gonna pick some of this blood that's kind of pushed out of the bones here. Gonna get some of that off. Now, I'm gonna take a little bit of my good buddy Bob's Mighty Mitch wing sauce. Now, I'm gonna use a little bit of this on the back, just a little bit. And then I'm gonna take and I'm gonna put a half a stick of butter down. Now you can see I've got half of a stick of butter here. Now I'm gonna throw it on that rib here and I'm gonna get this wrapped up. Now you just wanna wrap it as tight as you can, make sure you seal the ends. Now a lot of people's probably gonna ask, why didn't I use buttered bath? Well, I didn't because on these hot wing inspired ribs here, I wanna make sure that I'm kind of carrying that flavor through. So I want that traditional salted butter and a little bit of wing sauce. And then we're gonna use that buffalo wing sauce to mop on at the end to really offset these ribs here. All right, now let's get our ribs back on our Outlaw. Now they've been cooking about 1 hour and 45 minutes so far. So they're probably gonna need about another hour in the foil here. So I'm gonna give them just an hour, shut the grill lid and let them roll. All right, for our hot wing inspired ribs, I'm gonna say it's gonna be about 30 minutes before they're done. I've got just one pat of butter here. I've got some of Bob's buffalo wing sauce. Let's go ahead and throw some in. I'm gonna say I'm only gonna do about a half. I don't wanna use it all. I'm gonna get this slit on my pit to start warming up and melting before we take our ribs off. Our ribs have been cooking about 3 hours and 20 minutes, and I do believe that they're gonna be done. The rib here's hitting 197, 98. This rib here's hitting 205, 206. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this back slab off, and I'm gonna leave that one slab on for now and let it run about another 10 or 15 minutes while this one rests. All right, this other rib's hitting 203, 204 degrees. I'm gonna get in here and pull it off as well. And I'm gonna stir around my buffalo wing sauce here. You can see it's heated up good. That butter's all melted. I'm gonna take this over to the cutting board, get these unwrapped, get some of this sauce basted on, get them back on the grill to kind of tack up. All right, our hot wing ribs are off the grill. They're done resting. I'm gonna open that up. I'm gonna dump all that juice and stuff off the back of that rib. And that's garlic from that buffalo sauce. And then I'm gonna take and put a little more of Bob's buffalo sauce right here on the back of that rib and get ready to turn it over. So, flip it out of here. Look at that color on that rib. And y'all, if you think they won't pass the old rib wave, look at that. That is when you know you got a tender slab of ribs, folks. All right, I'm gonna move my tray up here and I'm gonna take this buffalo sauce and just go glaze on these ribs here, just a nice thin coat. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and recap this whole thing right here. We put our ribs on our Outlaw Patio smoker at 275 to 300 degrees. We let it go with royal oak charcoal and a little bit of hickory wood. We let it cook for about an hour and then we spritzed it with just water. Let it go for about another 45 minutes and then we wrapped it up with a half a stick of butter and some of that buffalo sauce. We then turned around. They were all hitting 203, 204, one slab was. We left another slab in an additional 15 minutes. It hit that 203, 204. We let both of them rest about 20 minutes, pulled them out and just sauced them. I can tell you they smell incredible, look incredible, and so I hope, and I'm pretty sure, they're gonna taste incredible. Let's go ahead and lay that rib back over here. Now you could return this to the grill if you want, or kind of have a hot charcoal grill going and kind of put a little bit of char on them if you want like a charred taste. It's completely up to you. But these are some good meaty ribs here. And so I'm gonna go ahead and cut me right down off in that, and these things just gliding through like butter. And I'm here to tell you, that rib there has got flavor, moisture. Look at all that moisture, that Prairie Fresh Prime running out of that rib. That is incredible. Look at that. So the last thing they do is get in here and try a bite of this. So let's try some. The flavor that you get from the buffalo flavor, you almost think you're eating a chicken wing, but it's got a pork taste to it. I can tell you, just peeling right off the bone. If you like what we're doing on the channel, be sure to like, subscribe, follow along with your friends. You can always find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Pinterest, and of course YouTube. I'll see you next week with another video.